Okay, another video on Dead Rising because I've seen this aspect being misunderstood quite a lot by people in recent years, in even lately since the remaster has been announced, is the timer. The timer is something that is very important to Dead Rising as a game. I still see a lot of people that don't understand that this game is designed around the timer. They say, "Well, I don't like the timer because I want to explore." You don't understand how the game works if you say shit like that. Because if without timer, this game is I mean, don't want to say bad, but it loses a lot of its appeal. Also, it becomes brain dead easy without the timer. Because the timer is in place so that you are forced to play the game in a certain way, in the sense that you can't do whatever the fuck you want, as in you can't farm levels at the beginning of the game indefinitely, like you would do if the game had no timer. Because if the game has no timer, you can take your sweet ass time, like farming XP with zombies, for example, and that will make the game way easier. Because if you start the game as level 50, of course the game is gonna be way easier than otherwise. And the other thing is that the fact that you have to make choices on what you have to do in certain situations is what makes or breaks the games as well, in my opinion. Because, for example, at the end, during overtime, actually, no, sorry, not during overtime, slightly before overtime, when the chopper is about to come and get you, there's nothing else to do. You have 6 hours in which you can do whatever the hell you want in the game. But there's nothing else to do, like no rescuing hostages, survivors, no other extra missions. You just have to wait for the chopper, and so you find yourself like roaming the mall, but there's nothing to do, and that shows the game's real weakness. So if you don't have something to do other than going around and killing zombies and wasting time, the game is actually quite mediocre, because it's the sum of all the parts that makes this game good. If you remove even just one, it's just not as good, because the game is forcing you to make certain decisions. The time management is important as much as all the other aspects. So if you remove that aspect, the game obviously is gonna suffer greatly. And it is not true that the game doesn't give you enough time to explore and do whatever. In between cases, there is actually quite a lot of time in which you can do a lot of stuff. Especially in certain cases, you have quite a few in-game hours. One in-game hour is 5 minutes, in which you can do a lot before the next case starts. Of course, other than rescuing survivors. And honestly, the mall is not that big. You have plenty of time to explore it if you want. It's not like you have to, look for whatever super secret. It's very self-explanatory. Like, you have to roam around or go into stores to see what's going on. Look for survivors, look for weapons. But the mall is not that big. You can do everything in a playthrough. Easily. You can explore all the mall in a playthrough easily. And to be honest, even if you don't manage to do everything in a single playthrough, you can do it in the next one. Nobody's stopping you from playing a New Game Plus from level 50 in the next playthrough. That's New Game Plus is a thing in most games, in a lot of games. So I don't really see the problem because, like I said, the game is quite loose with its timer. It's not like it's constantly on your ass. You can do most of the things with in a playthrough, even if it's your maybe if it's not if it's your first playthrough and you go in blind. Yeah, that's gonna take some time to get used to. But if you see like some strategies online, you can easily do it even in your first playthrough. Because if you remove the timer, the game becomes way too easy and way too like dumb. You can play it on autopilot without the timer. So I mean, it's an odd argument as well because like, can you do everything in the first playthrough of a game you play? Like, let's say you buy a new game. Can you do every single thing that game has to offer in your first playthrough? Probably not. So I'm not sure why with Dead Rising you feel compelled to be able to do that in a single playthrough, while with your other games you don't. Just replay the fucking game if that's so much of a problem. And also that ties into the same argument that not every game has to be for everybody. You see, it's fine for some games to be more unique like this one. Not everything has to conform to a singular philosophy of game design, you know. If you don't like the timer, then this game is not for you. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. The game becomes too easy and actually loses a lot of its appeal. So learn to love the timer, because it actually makes the game way better. And it's not that strict, unless you want to jack off. You want to stop and jack off between one case and another. You don't need to waste too much time. You do what you have to do. You go out, explore, you look for survivors. That's it. There's not much else to do. So, but yeah. Let me know, I mean, as usual, let me know your thoughts, but there's not really much to debate. This game is clearly worse without the timer. That's just how it is. But yeah, thank you for watching, and catch you in the next video.